Hello? Family? I'm home! Hello? Is anyone home? Oh, f off. This right behind me, this is Montreal. This is the city that I was born in. This is the city that I grew up in, and up until the ripe age of 21, this is the only city that I've ever lived in my entire life. After 21 years of living in the same city, I honestly started to develop a lot of anger towards Montreal. I felt that the longer I stayed here, the less likely I was to break out of my shell, find my purpose, and just be the best version of who I could be. So I left. I left for almost 2 years, and now I'm back, and I'm back home living with my parents, and to be honest, I couldn't be happier. And the reason why? Well, that is what this video is actually about. It's because travel changed my entire perspective on life, and in this video, I want to show you about how it can do the same for you. The dictionary defines travel as a journey, especially to a distant or unfamiliar place. And to be honest, for most people, that is what travel really is. You hop on a ferry, you hop on a train, you get in the car, and then you meet people who look and sound different than you. You eat food from their culture, and your eyes get to explore parts of the world that they are unfamiliar to. There are many different definitions of travel, but to be honest, I don't like any of them. I define travel as an opportunity to uncover yourself through creating meaningful experiences in unfamiliar places. In the last 2 years, I've specifically made it a point to leverage travel as a means of heightening my personal growth. I moved to Singapore for 3 months for a school exchange program, and then after graduating from McGill University, I flew across the country for a first date. While I was actually in Vancouver though, I made my first YouTube friend, Mike, and Mike and I ended up traveling across Canada for 10 weeks, where we spent a week in each province in the entire country, going from east to west, and then I decided that I would move to LA for 5 weeks and see if LA was the city that I thought I could live in, and if the, Hollywood life, so to speak, was the right life for me. All to say, instead of being the so-called smart finance grad who took the first job that came to him and made the 6 figures right out of university, I decided to leave everything that I knew and everything that made me comfortable, and instead go out in the world and try and reinvent myself and try and find my purpose and try and figure out who I am and who I want to be during my time on this planet. Historically speaking, Montreal has been a very tough place for me as a creator. They say that in life, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this, but the concept of 6 degrees of separation, which means I probably know someone who knows 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 you, meaning that the world is actually pretty small and we're all connected. We can all figure a way out that we've known each other or that we have something in common. In Montreal though, that 6 degrees gets cut down to either 1 or 2 degrees, which means either I walk up to you and I know who you are, or I know someone that you know. And that actually created somewhat of an identity crisis for me, because it made it hard to accept the fact that this is what I was doing as a career, and at the same time, knowing that I was doing this was gonna definitely get some looks and judgment from all the people that I knew. Every time I would come back, it would be the same exact story. I'd be afraid of being who I really am in front of the people that know me or knew a previous version of me. At this point, I can confidently say that after a year and a half of consistently being Sprouht, I don't care anymore. I'm not afraid to put the camera out in public. I'm not afraid to walk around with the big camera, the big mic, the gimbal. I'm not afraid to go up to a stranger and ask them questions. And most importantly, I'm not afraid if I run into someone that I know while I'm filming. But it took me almost 2 years of traveling to come to this realization. So right now we're in the heart of Montreal. We're in the old port, but I'm gonna bring you into more specific parts of this city and show you how I'm rebuilding my own personal growth, and then also teach you how you can do the exact same thing. So the first thing that I've decided to do now that I'm back home in Montreal is join a new gym. So as you can see, on top of this being a really nice gym, I like it for a lot of reasons. And I guess the most obvious one is that this gym is never packed. I'm usually the only person, or maybe there's 1 or 2 other people training with me. I also get my entire workout routine basically programmed for me, so I don't have to think about it. This gym, so with the personal trainer and all of the amenities, comes out to about $3,000 Canadian for 12 months. And of course, that's not cheap, but when you think about what it does for your fitness, it's a pretty good price. If I get to the point where I have 100,000 subscribers in the next year, I can ask for 1 YouTube integration from a brand, 1 60-second ad that you might see in this video or in other videos, and that would be worth over $3,000. So imagine you're taking care of your entire fitness and giving yourself the opportunity to be in an environment like this, all for the price of 1 integration, or whatever you can quantify that to be in your own life. So how I managed to come to this gym of all gyms in Montreal It's actually because of this guy, Jess. We connected on Instagram. I honestly don't remember how.
Couldn't tell you.
But started talking, we both realized we were in Montreal. He invited me to come train at the gym he was working at, which was this gym. And then like fast forward a year, now this is the one I chose. Oh yeah, if you join the gym, if you tell him that I sent you, then
the promo code is It's a Mindset 30. You get 30 cents off of your first month, actually your first week, and then you go into the regular membership.
And
It's
then
a Mindset 30.
And if you say It's a Mindset too many times, he actually makes you pay more.
Yeah. And you can scrub the floors too.
I'm also joining a new office space. How's it going, man? This is Will, my best friend. Will was here for all the original videos, if you guys have watched those, like the running a marathon videos, and I mean, pretty much everyone around there. 4 months ago, Will got this office space. As you can see, it's pretty big, but I mean, the best part about it is that he's got 4 desks, and there are only 2 on his team. Which means I can come in here and work with him.
Kind of sucks that I have to have you here, but besides that, I'm kidding.
So basically, these guys do really, really good work, and just be in the same room as them, that helps a lot, especially when your career, at least for me, is very lonely at the moment. Also, we don't really get to see each other that much anymore.
It's not true.
But we've been, well, for a long time.
Yeah.
When I started Sprouht.
Recently we've been back at it.
Yeah, because I came back to Montreal.
Yeah, that was big.
But before I came back to Montreal,
yeah,
we didn't see each other that much.
It was hard, you know, when you're not in Montreal and I'm in Montreal, to see each other. I mean, teleportation hasn't been involved.
That's enough. This video isn't just about me though. I also want to teach you a little bit about how you can take action. Self-growth is both a powerful and broad term. And if we can attempt to put any definition on it, then the one that I would give it is that self-growth is the act of trying to change the most important aspects of your life for the better. Notice how I didn't say that self-growth is the act of trying to change everything for the better. I said only the most important parts, and that's because self-growth is actually an 80-20 game. Now, if you're not familiar with the 80-20 principle, then it just states that 80% of the value that you will get out of life actually comes from doing 20% of the things that you do. So in this case, 20% of the things that you actively do in your life are going to contribute to 80% of the growth that you are gonna have. Now, what is that 20%? Well, it depends for everybody. It depends on where you are in life and what your stage of life really is. But there is a way to actually break it down. And for that, I call it the 6 pillars of living a fulfilling life. So the first pillar is your career. It is basically, how do we find a job that makes us feel both fulfilled and makes us enough money to live happily and live comfortably? The second one is your sexual relationships. How do we find someone who we can love and who loves us and makes us feel whole? Not who completes us, but we are already whole and that person adds on even more. The third pillar is your health and wellness. How do you eat properly, train properly, and take care of yourself to the point where you can live without having to worry about your health? The fourth pillar is your friendships. How do you find people to insert into your life that make you smile and laugh and make you want to be a better version of yourself? The fifth pillar is self-discovery. How do you find your purpose and your place in this world and the reason why you are here and you are alive? And the final pillar is travel. How do you travel in a way that promotes your self-growth and that helps you bridge the gap between your culture and other cultures and just find and meet people from around the world? So self-growth, at least to me, is about improving those 6 pillars. And the irony is you're never going to be able to improve those 6 pillars and have them feel fulfilling all at the same time, which means you're always going to have to work to better each one. The reality is that you, no matter how old you are or what you look like or what stage you are at in life, probably already have enough information built inside of your brain and your mind to figure out who you are and what your place is in this world. So I'm in Montreal, and this is just a little bit about what my plan is for the next few months, or at least I think for the next 6 months. I'm gonna be in Montreal for the majority of the summer, but next week I'm actually going out to New York. So I'll be filming a few videos with some really cool content creators in New York, and then I'm back to Montreal for about another month, going to Europe for 10 days, and then coming back to Montreal for a month or 2, and then I'm planning to go to Asia, finally, I'm planning to go to Asia, and who knows how long that might be. But I am proud to say that I am actually happy to be back in Montreal and happy to be making videos and happy to be holding out this camera and speaking to you guys and showing you both the city and teaching you about personal growth. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Will. This channel is Sprouht. And as always, it's a mindset. See you next time.